Hey ladies, welcome back. Today we're exploring one of the most exciting and often misunderstood parts of intimacy, passionate and intense connection. Before your thoughts jump to dramatic scenes from movies, let's slow down for a moment and uncover what many men quietly desire behind closed doors and why it has far less to do with being wild than it does with being fully present and intentional. Here's the reality. There is a side of many men that almost never gets discussed, a side that doesn't simply want to feel desired, but wants to feel completely chosen, fully wanted, and deeply pulled into the moment. Sometimes he isn't looking for soft and delicate alone. Sometimes he longs for confident, fearless energy from the woman he's with. Yes, you, the woman who isn't afraid to step forward, guide the experience, and make him forget everything else around him. This isn't about pretending to be someone different. It's about allowing a hidden part of your confidence to come forward. That fearless side already exists within you. It's the part that knows how to create unforgettable chemistry and awaken the kind of passion that leaves him speechless, breathless, and thinking about you long after the moment has ended. You become the woman who doesn't simply share pleasure, but completely owns the atmosphere with calm confidence and natural presence. In this video, I'm going to share 5 intense intimacy techniques that many men secretly imagine but rarely put into words. And this goes far beyond the physical. These moments touch emotions, excitement, vulnerability, and connection all at once, making the experience truly unforgettable when approached with confidence, care, and genuine desire. They awaken emotions that daily life often keeps hidden. Trust me, when you enter that space with confidence, emotional awareness, and playful energy, you'll watch him respond in ways that surprise even him. So if you're ready to discover how to create stronger attraction and become the woman he can't stop thinking about, stay with me, because what comes next changes everything. Let's begin with a simple yet powerful move that captures his attention and builds anticipation while allowing your own feminine confidence to shine. One powerful technique is the gentle pin and quiet whisper. There is something incredibly magnetic about blending surprise with closeness, because that combination often sparks deep attraction. This approach is built around creating the perfect balance of excitement and emotional tension. One move many men quietly enjoy is being gently guided into a position where they feel momentarily caught off guard, not in a painful or forceful way, but in a way that makes them feel pleasantly vulnerable and completely focused on you. You never need to overpower him physically. The real power comes from your confidence and intention. It can be as simple as lightly guiding him onto the bed, moving closer with assurance, or softly holding his wrists for just a brief moment. There's no need for force. The message matters far more than strength. In that moment, you're quietly communicating that you're leading the experience, setting the rhythm, and inviting him to relax into your energy. That's where the emotional spark begins. Then comes the part many people overlook. Lean in slowly. Let the silence stretch for just a second longer. Allow the anticipation to build naturally before speaking close to his ear. Don't hurry. A playful compliment, a teasing sentence, or a confident promise delivered softly can have far more impact than loud words ever could. The real power isn't only in what you say, it's in the warmth of your breath, the calm confidence in your voice, and the unmistakable look in your eyes that tells him this moment belongs to both of you. That's what stays in his memory. It's not about leaving marks, it's about creating an emotional experience that lingers long after everything is over. Many men quietly crave this feeling because it allows them to stop performing and simply experience the moment. They want to know you're fully present, emotionally engaged, and confident enough to guide the energy for a while. And here's something many people never realize. When a man feels emotionally safe while also feeling deeply desired, he often becomes even more open and connected. Intensity never has to mean carelessness. Real passion grows from trust, attention, and mutual understanding. Keep watching, because the next idea reveals another layer most couples never explore, and it might completely change the way you think about attraction. It all comes down to being intentional, fully present, and confident while keeping trust at the center of the experience. It's strong energy blended with genuine connection. The intensity isn't created by force, it's created by purpose. So the next time you're together, don't always wait for him to make the first move. Surprise him. Take the lead for a moment, gently guide the situation, draw him closer, and lean in with quiet confidence. Whisper something playful or meaningful near his ear that instantly captures his attention. It's the unexpected confidence followed by your calm voice that creates a memory he won't easily forget. That's what makes a moment feel powerful. Stay with me, because the next idea reveals something many people completely overlook. Let's talk about another confidence-building technique, the gentle hair hold and slow pull. Hair has always carried a certain sense of passion and attraction. It's not only about how it feels, but about what it quietly communicates. One simple yet surprisingly memorable gesture is lightly taking hold of his hair with confidence and using that touch to guide the moment. Most people expect the opposite dynamic, which is exactly why this subtle change feels so unexpected. Lightly placing your hand near the base of his hair while you're close together creates a quiet shift in energy. It isn't about discomfort, it's about creating sensation and showing genuine desire without saying a single word. That silent confidence speaks louder than conversation. It invites him to stay fully present, making the experience feel unique and unforgettable. You never need to be rough. The real impact comes from slowing everything down. After gently taking hold, tilt his face slightly toward you and pause for a brief second. Hold eye contact. Let the anticipation grow naturally. That tiny moment of stillness often becomes the most memorable part because it builds emotional tension without rushing ahead. Then soften the mood again with gentle affection, a warm smile, a lingering kiss, or a slow, reassuring touch. That balance between confidence and tenderness creates a contrast that stays with him long after the moment has passed. He doesn't simply remember what happened, he remembers how deeply connected he felt. That's the difference. Confidence mixed with care creates experiences that leave lasting impressions. Keep watching, because the next point builds on this idea in an even more surprising way. Now let's move into another powerful idea, guiding the rhythm with confidence. There comes a point where intimacy becomes less about movement and more about silent communication. One of the strongest impressions you can create is by confidently setting the pace instead of simply following it. Slow everything down. Let every movement feel deliberate rather than rushed. When you lightly place your hands around his sides or waist and guide the rhythm with calm confidence, you naturally create a stronger emotional connection. It isn't about speed or intensity alone. It's about presence. Every small movement carries meaning when it's done with intention. Many men rarely experience someone confidently taking charge of the pace in such a relaxed and natural way, which is exactly why it stands out. Your confidence quietly tells him that you're completely engaged in the moment and enjoying every second instead of simply going through the motions. That feeling is incredibly memorable because it allows him to stop overthinking and simply enjoy being present with you. Real attraction grows when both people feel comfortable expressing themselves without pressure or performance. Your steady pace, calm energy, and relaxed confidence communicate more than words ever could. They create an atmosphere where both of you can simply enjoy the connection. That's what makes moments unforgettable. It's never about rushing toward the finish. It's about creating an experience that feels genuine from beginning to end. And here's what many people never realize. The strongest memories often come from the quiet moments between the excitement, the pauses, the smiles, the eye contact, and the confidence to simply enjoy each other without hurrying. Those are the moments that stay with someone long after the evening is over. Don't go anywhere, because the next idea might completely change the way you think about building lasting attraction. That's genuine passion. More importantly, it feels authentic. When a man realizes you're not simply reacting to him, but fully embracing the moment for yourself, something changes inside him. When he notices your confidence, your steady presence, and the way your body naturally takes the lead with purpose, it awakens a completely different feeling. He's no longer watching someone trying to impress him. He's sharing a moment that feels honest, emotional, and impossible to forget. The intensity isn't created through force. It's created through confidence, trust, and being fully engaged. It shows him you're not just participating in the experience, you're completely present, embracing every second, and that changes everything. It leaves him speechless. It shifts the mood. It breaks away from routine. Most importantly, it lets him experience the same sense of openness and desire that you may have felt before. So the next time you're together, don't be afraid to guide the rhythm. Let your confidence show. Slow everything down when it feels right and move with intention instead of rushing. Allow him to feel your presence, your energy, and your confidence. Let him see that you're not simply there to follow the moment. You're willing to shape it together. Believe me, experiences built on confidence and authenticity stay in someone's memory far longer than flashy gestures ever do. Long after the night has passed, he'll remember how completely present you were, how naturally you created an atmosphere where everything else faded away. Stay with me, because the next idea reveals another subtle shift that can completely transform the energy between two people. Picture a moment when you confidently move closer and naturally become the center of the experience. There's something incredibly attractive about being pleasantly unexpected, not unpredictable in a confusing way, but confident enough to surprise him. When you confidently take your place beside or above him and meet his eyes without hesitation, the entire atmosphere changes. It's not about taking control simply for the sake of it. It's about showing that you're comfortable with yourself and fully aware of the connection you're creating. That quiet confidence immediately captures his attention because it breaks the usual pattern. His focus shifts entirely to you. Then comes one of the most powerful details of all: eye contact. Not playful or uncertain, but calm, steady, and sincere. Look at him as though you're completely present, noticing every reaction and sharing every emotion together. That simple moment creates a deeper connection than words often can. Many people think attraction is built only through movement or excitement, but the strongest memories are often created during the pauses. When you stay close, slow everything down, and let the silence speak for itself, anticipation naturally grows. He begins wondering what comes next, and that's exactly what makes the experience unforgettable. In those quiet seconds, emotional connection becomes just as powerful as physical closeness. He doesn't simply feel your presence. He feels truly noticed, genuinely wanted, and completely connected. That's what leaves a lasting impression. It's never about putting on a performance. It's about creating a real moment built on confidence, trust, and mutual attraction. Many men quietly appreciate when a woman confidently shares the lead because it allows both people to experience the connection in a fresh and meaningful way. So the next time you're together, don't be afraid to express your confidence, hold his gaze a little longer, and stay fully present in the moment. Sometimes the smallest changes create the memories that last the longest. And trust me, what comes next may completely change the way you think about building lasting attraction. Here's something every woman should remember. Sometimes the strongest attraction comes from not giving everything away immediately. That's exactly what this final idea is about. It's the quiet strength of knowing when to pause, not pulling away out of distance, not creating rejection, but understanding how a well-timed pause can make a shared moment even more meaningful. The approach is simple, yet surprisingly effective. You create closeness. You build emotional connection. You share affection. You smile, laugh, exchange meaningful words, and allow the anticipation to grow naturally. Then, just when everything feels ready to rush forward, you slow the pace. You take a breath. You meet his eyes with a playful smile and let the silence do some of the talking. In that instant, you've created something many people overlook: the space between anticipation and fulfillment. That's where curiosity grows. That's where excitement becomes memorable. His thoughts stay focused on you because you've stepped away from the usual pattern. Most people expect everything to move in one straight line. You chose a different rhythm. That unexpected pause catches his attention in the best possible way because it feels natural rather than forced. It isn't about playing games or making someone chase you. It's about understanding that great moments are built through timing as much as emotion. By slowing things down now and then, every shared experience becomes richer and more meaningful. A confident woman doesn't rush simply because she feels pressure to. She trusts her own pace, follows her instincts, and allows connection to unfold naturally. That quiet confidence leaves a stronger impression than trying to impress someone ever could. Sometimes the smallest pause creates the biggest memory. Stay with me because this final thought brings everything together in a way that could completely change how you think about attraction and lasting connection. Here's the biggest takeaway. Attraction isn't only about actions, it's about the energy, confidence, and authenticity you bring into every moment. These ideas were never about pretending to become someone else. They're about uncovering the confident, playful, passionate side of yourself that has always been there. When you know when to lead, when to slow down, when to speak, and when to simply let silence build anticipation, you create something much deeper than a passing impression. You become someone whose presence stays in another person's mind because of how genuine the connection felt. That's what people remember. Not perfection, not rehearsed moments, but honesty, confidence, and emotional presence. If you enjoyed this conversation, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more discussions about attraction, confidence, and healthy relationships, and leave a comment sharing which idea stood out to you the most or which insight made you stop and think. I'd love to hear your perspective because your experiences help shape future conversations here. And always remember this, confidence isn't about having every answer or never feeling nervous. Confidence is trusting your own value, even in moments when you feel vulnerable. So step forward with authenticity, stay true to yourself, and never underestimate the impact of genuine connection. People aren't searching for perfection. They're looking for something real, something that surprises them, makes them feel understood, and leaves a lasting emotional impression. If you're wondering whether you already have what it takes, the answer is yes. You don't need to become louder or completely change your personality. You simply need to stop hiding the parts of yourself that naturally create warmth, confidence, and meaningful connection. Try bringing just one of these ideas into your next meaningful moment together and pay attention to the difference. Notice the smiles, the conversations, the eye contact, and the deeper sense of closeness that follows. That's when you'll realize you've created something far more powerful than a fleeting moment. You've built an experience that people remember long after the conversation ends.